been a minute.
Yes, it's been a minute.
Yeah. And where are you moving? You're leaving.
I'm moving to outside of Taos in the middle of next month.
Why?
Why not? I can't.
White House, first of all.
Well, actually, a friend of mine and his business partner bought 70 acres, and they want to start sort of a creative, artistic, musician, what have you, retirement community. There's a house there already, and we're going to be the first people to go out there and live on the land. It's out in the country, 20 miles from Taos and on a mountain. I'm going to go from, Austin's like, I think 33 feet above sea level. We're going to over 6,000.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm excited. There's a bald eagle that lives between the houses.
Oh my God.
Yes. I'm
That's
obsessed
so cool.
with them. I'm obsessed with nature.
It's your friend's community?
It's they're starting it.
They're starting it,
yeah.
Okay. Or do you have anything to do with it other than like camping out, moving there?
I'm going to be paying rent.
Okay.
And I'm going to be in a band with him, and our friend Billy Anderson lives right down the road, so presumably he'll be in the band as well. So I've already got my band, and I think Rich Malley lives out there too. So
wow.
Yeah.
It's a hot little community.
Well, it's a nice democratic state.
That's true.
Pot's legal if you're into that sort of thing.
That's cool.
I find it's helpful for sleeping.
Yeah, some people do.
Or getting really, really paranoid.
Exactly. That's what I use it for.
Me too. When I want that paranoid feeling.
When I want to stay up all night and think I'm going to die, you know.
With the covers over my head.
Yeah.
Ah.
Good evening, morning, afternoon, and welcome to Friends with Deficits. I'm your host, Adam Sultan, and my next friend from many years is Cindy Toth. Cindy's been a longtime musician. She's played bass in the band The Reivers for quite a while, as well as the 90s shoegazer, Brit pop, psychedelic outfit, The Flying Saucers. Boy, what a band. I played with them too for a minute. Cindy's been much loved in the Austin scene, and I'm sad to see her go. But before she goes, let's hear what's been shaken with Cindy Toth.
So what are we talking about?
I think we were going to talk about my deficit.
Yes.
Yes.
Which is?
I have something called Essential, which I don't know why it's essential. Essential Tremor. Also known as familial tremor. Familial, like family.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's genetic. And so I got it from somebody.
Because you're adopted, right?
I am.
Okay.
I think I got it from my dad's side of the family because I have a nephew who also trembles. But it's related to Parkinson's, but it's not Parkinson's, although sometimes it can turn into Parkinson's, but we're going to say it's not in this case. It's aggravated by stress. Sometimes it's fun to not be able to feed yourself. Yeah, sometimes it gets really, really bad. Like, so right now.
Right now you don't seem stressed, which is good.
Yeah, this is baseline right here. So I've got, for all you kids at home, I've got a wobble. So they're not really sure what causes it, but they think it's has something to do with the part of the brain that has to do with balance, which is interesting because I do fall down a lot. But so they think that your brain thinks you're like on a boat. So it's constantly trying to adjust you minutely all the time.
But there's no sense of dizziness or anything, is there? It's not like vertigo or anything like that?
No. But there's different kinds of this tremor, and some people vibrate inside as well, or feels like they're buzzing inside kind of. And I've had that happen a little bit, but it fucking sucks.
When did you first notice it?
I first noticed it probably in my late 30s. I had moved back to Austin, and I was working, and I had a run-in with the customer or something, and I, like you do, you think maybe you're just angry or you're just upset because something bad has happened. But I was working at Half Price Books, and it was back when we would write the prices in the books, and I couldn't write. It was like, oh my God, what is happening? and went to my doctor and was sent to a neurologist, and the guy's like, well, the good news is you don't have Parkinson's. And I was like, that was an option? Oh my God.
Shit.
It's like, okay, well, that is good news. So, yeah.
Did they diagnose you back then?
Yeah. And he said, it'll probably get worse. And then he said, if you want, we can put you to sleep and thread a wire, like put a little battery pack in your chest and thread a wire up into your brain. And then every time you start to shake really bad, you push this little battery pack and it'll give you an electrical charge but I was playing in a lot of bands at this time, and I have a lot of friends with strange senses of humor, and I just knew if I did that, they would come up and go, hey, Cindy, and punch me in the battery pack. Zot, constantly. Oh, so I was like, plus it was a little early for that. And still, I'm not bad enough that since it's not constant, I'm not bad enough that they would consider me for that.
Is it an option that you're thinking of, that might happen?
Maybe, yeah, down the line.
But if it gets so bad that it's like constant, then you can't have a thing that you're manually pressing all the time, right?
Well, you can flail away at it, I expect.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. There's other things they can do. They have a new thing now that they can, it's ultrasound, it's guided anyway, and they shoot a laser into the part of your brain that kills that little thing. But I'm like, and it's apparently very, very good, works very well, but I would want to make sure I got that doctor first thing in the morning and when he was chipper, and always have your surgery first thing in the morning.
Yes. That's usually when they schedule them, I think.
Yeah. Well, they can go on all day because doctors do.
That's true.
Yeah. You want that first one.
Yeah, if you're getting a laser in the brain, 8 in the morning maybe.
I want that fresh doctor, not the one who's been doing it all day long.
God.
So so that's kind of neat. But so sometimes it's very hard to write, and that's fun. And for some reason, the airport sets me off really, really bad. So I start to shake really bad when I'm at the
stress of an airport.
I guess, I don't know. And so I have one of those medical alert cards, and it's in my wallet hanging out. And when I'm trying to check in, I'm like just like this. It's just horrible. And they're like, "Would you like pre-boarding?" I'm like, "Yes, I would." So there are some benefits to it.
Yeah.
But there's benefits, and then there's unbenefits. Like trying to feed yourself sometimes when it's activated and you have to hold the bowl like right under your mouth and like try and shovel the food in.
Can you chew and everything, or is that okay? It's
I'm just like a normal person, except for
right.
I like throw things and tremble violently.
Oh my goodness. How did this progress a lot over time, or did you notice it progressing? I
didn't. People would sometimes say things to me because people don't have any manners anymore. And like total strangers.
Hey, lady.
I notice you're vibrating. It's like, I took too much speed.
Yeah.
It's fun to lie to strangers.
Yeah.
That's always been my motto. And but it actually got really bad when COVID came because I was really stressed out. And then I lost my job. And I mean, it's just one thing on top. And then we had to move, like when we got kicked out of the house, it was bad. It was really, really bad. So, and then you go to the doctor's office to see the doctor about it, and they give you a form to fill out with your handwriting. And it's like, I can't fill this out.
Jesus.
It's really weird.
Is it just as hard to type on a computer?
I don't do a lot of typing, but I worked part-time over this last holiday season, and they had a touch screen, and there was some...
Yeah.
It was...
Broken screen.
I didn't break it. I just did things I didn't mean to.
What about a phone? It's probably just as
Phones
hard.
can be hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like to play Sudoku to make sure my brain isn't atrophying. And, like, you're aiming for one button and you hit the other one. It's like, and you get 3 mistakes, and it's like, oh, you have failed. It's like, but I didn't mean to fail. I knew what I was doing. Shit. So, yeah, but I mean, it is what it is,
What about playing bass? Has that been hard, or?
It is a little bit when I first get on stage now, because stage fright activates it. But once I settle in, I'm okay, but you got to give me that first song and a half to settle in because it's like.
Is there ever a baseline of stillness where you're totally calm, or you just woke up and nothing's happening until you start to think or stress or?
No, it's always going.
Okay.
It's always happening, but I don't really notice it. Mm-hmm. Because I guess I'm inside of it. Yeah. That like my head might be moving, bobbing a little bit right now, and I don't even know.
Well, actually, right when you said that, I didn't notice anything. So.
Yeah, it
must like kind of come and go a little.
It does, definitely, but presumably I always have something happening.
Hmm. So just to kind of keep it in check, are there things that help? You know, like whatever chills you out. I don't know.
Meditation.
Acupuncture, rest. What's that?
Meditation is good. Just, I try really hard not to give it any power.
Right.
Like, you know, it's like cognitive behavioral therapy. It's like you learn, okay, this causes that, so I do this other thing, so I don't think about that. And we've tried a lot of medication.
Yeah.
I've been on 5 different medications that, you know, and they don't know enough about the brain to be giving people medicine for their brains. It's just like, well, it works, but we don't know why. I mean, they say that.
Yeah.
And it's actually printed on the paper. It works, but we don't know why. And
it's so weird.
Yeah, and the one that worked, my heart doctor didn't want me on. The next one didn't work. The one after that, the side effects were deeply offensive.
Offensive, you said, or?
I said offensive. It made my hands, so I don't have neuropathy, you know, or I don't have nerve damage, but they made me feel like I had really bad nerve damage. So it made both my hands and my feet feel like they had been cut open and filled with bees. And then I was at the gym on the treadmill on that medication, and the buzzing started crawling up my arms and my legs.
Oh, no.
And it seemed like that was bad.
Yeah.
So I stopped that. I was just walking.
Yeah.
So I called my doc, and he was like, maybe you should back off that medicine. It's like, I already have.
Way ahead of you, doc.
Yeah. And so now basically the only thing we can do is wait for it to get worse and eventually maybe get some crazy ass surgery.
So you're not on meds right now?
Okay. Xanax helps, but Xanax is really not good for you.
Yeah.
It's really, really, really bad for you, but I take it if it gets horrible.
Right.
That works. Actually, alcohol helps a little bit. But the problem with that is you don't want to rely on it because then you become alcoholic.
Right.
So.
I've heard that's a thing too. Yeah.
Speaking of, do you have any whiskey?
Yeah. Speaking of, I wish I did actually. Does coffee exacerbate it? Stimulants? And you love coffee, obviously. No, you don't.
I've never been a coffee drinker. I'm a tea drinker.
Well, like tea too, I would assume.
But not nearly as.
Okay.
I really depends on the strain, I guess.
Yeah.
But I drink a lot of tea, so. Yeah. I do not use my asthma inhaler, even though I should sometimes, because it is like, you have given me a shot of adrenaline. I just vibrate all over the house. You need that carport taken up? Get Cindy. Give her some asthma medicine. It's not good.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's kind of sucks. So, you know, I know the triggers, and I.
What about, does it upset your sleep patterns? Can you sleep okay?
I take drugs to sleep.
Aha, okay.
Yeah. I used to have really bad anxiety attacks every night before bed. That was during COVID. Really, really, really bad. And it's like, where is this coming from? Let us talk to this anxiety. What is happening? And I think it's part of the tremor thing. Now I take melatonin.
That's good.
Sometimes a special chocolate.
Mm-hmm. Those delicious chocolates.
From New Mexico.
Yes.
The land of the free, people. Yeah. It's awesome.
Oh, man.
You should try it. Not the chocolate but the vibrating.
Yes. Familial, what's it again? There's 2 names. Familial.
Essential tremor is what it's mostly known.
Or familial tremor.
Or familial, which is just a weird word.
They're both weird.
But what's essential about it?
I know, exactly.
It's like,
if you're going to have any tremors, make sure you get your essential.
Get the essential one. Yeah. That's the one you want.
Yeah. The one your whole family can enjoy. The familial.
Yeah.
Familial, I guess, if it's hereditary, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they think it's genetic. I don't know that they've even trace that much back, but they're pretty sure. They who are pretty sure.
And all they know is how your brain is making you shake, but not really what causes it.
They don't know exactly why. Yeah. They think. They who think, and also say that. But yeah. So it's fun, kids. Get older.
Yeah.
Weird things happen.
I've heard this. Yes, I'll keep an eye out. You already mentioned some of this, but I always ask my guests what the benefits are, if any, of what you're going through.
I never thought of it that way. I think probably the benefits would be that I do have to be more mindful about things, like if it's activated and I'm trying to drink some coffee or something, it's like I just have to think a little more. Yeah. It's always good to think, about what you're doing anyway, or what's happening, or notice, or, just so I don't pour coffee all over that, or, well, not coffee in my case, but tea, or even water.
Right.
And I don't know if you noticed me drinking that, but I two-handed it.
I didn't notice.
A lot, yeah.
Okay.
Because it is a little embarrassing. And let's see, is it a benefit that strangers come up and start telling you about homeopathic remedies for your tremor that you didn't ask them for?
That's not a benefit.
I don't know. I mean, they're well-intentioned.
Yeah. You get to tell them that you took too much speed. That's a benefit.
That's fun.
Fuck with people. Yeah.
Lie to strangers, man. I do it every day.
TSA pre-check, all that stuff. You're good. Isn't that what you said earlier? I can't remember.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's like I always drop off my bags outside the airport because, and then, but I start just shaking. It's very obvious, and so I have. But my little medical card is right in front of my ID. It kind of hangs out of my wallet. And so I'm trying to get my ID out, and I'm shaking like this. The guy sees my medical card, and he's like, would you like pre-check? Here, let me do all these cool things for you. And I guess that's a benefit. I don't want to take advantage, but I also, I do need a little more time sometimes.
Wow.
I don't know if it's because of the cops at the airport, and I don't know. It's really weird. But the airport just sets me off every time.
The plane just makes me think, can you calm yourself in the moment when you know something like I'm really nervous, this is happening, I'm stressed out, I'm shaking? Is there any deep breathing or something that will, lessen it a little bit? Or when it's going, it's going?
It's usually going. But I mean, I haven't investigated that much. I should probably investigate that a little bit.
So if you just start really shaking, do you know it's going to last for a certain amount of time, or you just see what happens?
I don't know how long it's going to last.
Would it be hours or just a few minutes or seconds?
It really depends.
So you get through the TSA pre-check line.
No, even then I'm vibrating in the airport. I do actually calm down after I get through. Mm-hmm. Where they look through your bags and stuff, or whatever that is. And it's not like I'm smuggling anything. I don't have anything shoved up my booty or anything. Right. I do carry a lot of Xanax, but that's because that's the one thing, medication-wise, that actually works. But I try not to take it.
Yeah.
It's very addictive, and it causes hallucinations when you come off of it and stuff.
No one needs that.
I did a drug study once about Xanax.
Oh, really?
Yes, at Pharmaco.
For Xanax?
Yes. It was a week before Thanksgiving, and then I got out for Thanksgiving, and the week after Thanksgiving. And the first week, they were giving us, it was a couple of different groups, but they were giving us pills, oral. And they'd wake us up at 4 a.m. and take our blood and do all this stuff, and then give us a pill. And then we'd all stagger into the cafeteria and be leaning against the wall, and people would be laughing at us. And then we took a week off. And during that week, there was some hallucinating going on. And then the next week I came back, and it was a patch. They were checking the efficacy of a patch versus a oral.
Wow.
Yeah.
Were they also checking in with you? How was your week? I saw lots of cool things.
They did ask, if anything. And it's like, space opened up before me. I opened a door, and it was like space. Wow. It was very, very insane.
Any other last things you want to say about this?
Oh, not really.
Tremor?
Not really. It's, you know what? It can be funny. You know, you can look at things, the way I look at it is you can look at things two ways. You can either be really upset and angry and bitter and all those things, or you can just like look at it like it's funny. Like sometimes when I'm trying to eat something and I shake really bad and the spoon, I throw food somewhere, I just laugh. What am I going to do?
It's kind of funny.
It is kind of funny. It's like, you know, and the dogs are happy.
Right.
So everybody's happy.
There you go.
What are you going to do? I mean, you know,
it's a good attitude.
choose life.
Choose life. Right.
Except sometimes if you have to choose death, man.
Yeah, you don't get a choice for that one.
Well, not anymore.
Yeah, not anymore.
We won't talk about that either.
Oh, man.
I have nieces, man. So I met my birth parents. I know those are at the end here. But I met my birth parents.
Are we still on here? Should I?
No, you can end it.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Cindy Toth.
Oh my God, Adam Sultan, this was a delight.
Well, all right. Once again, I'd like to thank my guest, Cindy Toth, and let you know about a couple things about the podcast. We've got a website where you can sign up for our email list at friendswithdeficitspodcast.com. We've got a Patreon page where you can help support the show at patreon.com/friendswithdeficits. Information in the show notes. You can find Friends with Deficits wherever you get your podcasts for free. And feel free to hit like, subscribe, and tell your friends. In fact, if you have a story that you think might be good for the show, even if I'm not your friend yet, I'm sure we'll become fast friends. You can reach out through our website, Instagram, Friends with Deficits, Facebook, Friends with Deficits, and so on. Hope you enjoyed the show. Once again, I am Adam Sultan. Keep it steady.